In this video, we are going to look at scaling using ratio tables or scaling equivalent fractions using ratio tables. So we've got our table here and we're going to look at equivalents of 1/2. So what are the equivalent fractions of 1/2? Well, if we multiply the numerator and denominator by 2, we can see that 2/4 is the same as 1/2. If we multiply the numerator and denominator by 3, we can see 3/6 is the same as 1/2. And if we multiply the numerator and denominator by 4, we see we have 4/8, and then we have 5/10. So what we can see here using the ratio table, we can see that as the denominator gets larger, the part gets smaller. See how we have halves, quarters, sixths, eighths, and tenths? We can see that the part is getting smaller. But we can also see that these are equivalent fractions. So half is the same as 2/4, is the same as 3/6, is the same as 4/8, is the same as 5/10. So using a ratio table, scaling equivalent fractions using a ratio table is a nice way to find equivalent fractions. Let's look at another example. Here's 3/4, and we're going to scale the fraction using a ratio table. So 3/4, now we have 6/8, then we have 9/12, and we can see that we have 12/16, and we have 15/20. So these are all representations of 3/4. So as you can see from the shaded parts, that we always have 3/4. And once again, this is highlighting another big rule that as the denominator gets larger, the part gets smaller. Okay, because 12ths are smaller than quarters, for example. And you can see that there below. So you can use a ratio table to scale up to find equivalent fractions, and you can use a ratio table to scale down equivalent fractions. So we can see that we have 16/40ths, and if we divide that by 2, we have 8/20ths. And then we have, if we divide it by 3, we can see that 3 is not a common factor of 16 and 40, so we can't use 3. We can divide 16/40ths by 4 and get 4/10, because 16 divided by 4 is 4, and then 40 divided by 4 is 10. And then we can also use 8 as a common factor. We know that 2 times 8 is 16, and 5 times 8 is 40, so 16 over 40 is the same as 2/5. So using scaling through ratio tables is a nice way to find equivalent fractions. Hope you found this video helpful.